See me. Kevin, the ability to generate points off of both offensive rebounds and turnovers, how vital was that for what you guys wanted to do today?
Yeah, I mean, it was such a quick turnaround. We told the guys, like, Fred has a unique defense. I mean, they do a great job keeping you on one side of the floor, but the one thing that it does, it puts them on a lot of different matchups. And so, we've been doing it all year. The way we've been shooting the basketball, it's shoot and go get it. And I thought Dante and I thought, obviously, Jordan and Jew were great just keeping the balls alive, and especially in that first half.
Did you feel like the passing was crisper than it had been for much of this season?
Yeah, I mean, I felt for a while we've been getting better offensively and passing the basketball. Most of our turnovers against Michigan State, Deshaun and Jameer were off the bounce, so it wasn't off the pass. But yeah, I mean, this defense makes you whip the ball around because you just can't keep it on one side. It just doesn't work against them. So, that's really the only thing we practiced yesterday because we didn't have much time to practice.
Kevin, what were you guys able to do to kind of flip the switch after Nebraska goes up by 10 points in the first 5 minutes?
I mean, Jahari hit a big three that kind of relaxed everybody. I mean, we got in Thursday morning at 3 o'clock in the morning, and we didn't really practice on Thursday. And because of class yesterday, we didn't practice. We just had 2 walkthroughs. We walked through at 12, and we walked through at, I think it was 8 last night. And every time I've done that with this team, they've come out and struggled a little bit. So I really wasn't that worried about it. I know they were getting open threes, but it was only a matter of time until we kind of picked up our defensive intensity. I mean, we're the number 1 defensive team in the Big Ten, and it's not even close right now. I think it's almost like 3 whole points on KenPom. I think we're down to 11th in the country. So as bad as we've been offensively, for these guys to come out and play the defense they have, it just tells you something about the character of these kids.
You mentioned Jahari's 30. You get 25 off the bench from reserves, and how impactful were those 2 quick threes from Jahari and then Jamie, the lid coming off from 3?
Yeah, I mean,
it means what for him going forward?
No, I mean, Jamie's kind of going through it as a freshman, and me and him had a little conversation during a game at Iowa. It really wasn't a conversation. It was a one-way. I kind of just – I've really never yelled at him or Deshaun because they're freshmen, but Jamie was +9 with 6 minutes to go in the game, and he was soaking on the bench, and I needed him in the game, and so I had a little bit of a conversation with him about how well he's playing, how well he's played, and that eventually, I said, my man, eventually you're going to make a shot, and when you do, it's going to be over. So, and Jahari's been playing really good all year. It's just he's been consistent. So those 2 guys, the bench got short tonight just because of, it's that time of year.
And to get a resounding result like this against a team in the top 5 in the conference, you get a 5-5 in the conference. How much of a lift do you get going into your extended break here?
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying all along, this team's going to get better and better as the season goes on. What we saw in November wasn't even close to what we're going to, and I still think that we're going to get better. Offensively, we're going to get better, and if we continue to play defense where we're playing, I'll play against anybody.
Kevin, you spoke on the defensive success that you've had. When Nebraska started to hit some threes early and jumped out to that early lead, was there any discussion? Did you change anything up, or just kind of riding with what you already had?
No, it's why I didn't call timeout. It's just tough week. Sunday noon, Wednesday travel, and what's today? Saturday noon. I knew that they just needed some time to wake up. The same thing happened against Michigan State. It was just a little matter. Just wake up and just let them get going.
Kevin, after the Villanova game, you said that this team has no confidence. When you look over the past 2 months, how have you seen this group grow and mature and have the confidence?
I said they have no confidence.
You did say they have no confidence.
Was that a quote?
It was.
Can you read it to me?
What's the question? The question is, how have you seen this team grow and mature in the past 2 months?
I think our freshmen are playing at a very, very high level, especially defensively. They were lost at the beginning of the season. Jordan was lost from a defensive standpoint. We only had 3 guys that really knew what they were doing defensively. So I think what I've seen mostly is that these guys have really picked up what we're trying to do defensively. And Deshaun and Jamie are no longer hurting us. They are actually helping us tremendously. They're both smart defenders. Jahari's helping us defensively, where at the beginning of the season, which I kind of saw coming, was this is not a complicated defense, but it's also not just a strictly man-to-man defense. And it just you got to let guys make mistakes, because it's the only way they're going to learn the right rotations. And we were making a lot of mistakes at the beginning of the year, and now we're hardly making any on the defensive end.
Kevin, the play of your bench, specifically Jamie and Jahari, in terms of lightening the load on Jameer, how important is that as you get in this stretch now?
Yeah, I mean, we're still going to rely on Jameer. Obviously, he didn't have the best night, but that little dude's been doing. Yeah, that little man's been balling. So I think for him, he relaxes a little bit, especially at home. He loves playing at home. He's got a lot of family, a lot of friends, but it does take him a little time at home to kind of relax. So I think when other guys kind of start getting going, it really helps him get going offensively. We're on the road. He kind of takes it on himself to get everyone else going. I think at home he almost defers to other guys, and so I think those guys coming in making shots just kind of helped him relax a little bit.
Kevin, you guys held them without a basket for the final 7:23 of the first half today. You held Iowa without a basket for the final 5:44 the other night. What are the seeds of these stretches defensively for what you guys are able to do?
It's these guys they really understand what we're trying to do. And again, like Deshaun and Jamie, for being as young as they are in today's college basketball, what they've picked up on scouting reports and what we're trying to do on certain guys, like I said, they don't make mistakes anymore. So where in November and December, where we had major break, like at Indiana, some of the things we did at Indiana were crazy. I went back and watched that film. It just doesn't happen anymore. So now that we're able to get a steal, we're able to get a layup, we're able to score off our defense, because we're never going to be pretty on offense. But we have so many less breakdowns. Like when we go watch film on Monday, we'll watch our defensive breakdowns. In the last 4 or 5 games, it's like 5 or 6 clips. Even when teams score, it's because they're earning it. So I just think everyone's really locked in on what we're doing. I think they understand what we have to do to win. They've bought into it. And we're just not having as many breakdowns, to be honest with you. It's just as simple as that.
Kevin, with how well Jahari's playing, do you consider moving him into the starting lineup?
No. Thank you.